be able to guest line. First, Mark, good to see you last night, and thanks for coming out. We had a good time. Appreciate you taking some time and hanging out with us little people, and it was a lot of fun, so thank you.
Oh, no, thank you. I had a great time. It's always good to see the fans out there, and it's good to catch up with you guys and good to catch up with Jim. I'm sure about 99% of those fans there were to see McMahon and not me.
No, I don't think
Don't undersell yourself like that, man.
Well, you're a big media guy now, so I'm assuming you're getting ready to go to Cardinal games and cover this team. So you're all set for the season, right? You're going to be covering these games at State Farm?
No, I'll be covering these games at the ABC 15 studio. Since, how about this? I work for TNT nationally covering the NFL, then for CBS covering the NFL doing games, and then ABC and ESPN covering games. In a total of well over a quarter of a century, I've never had a credential revoked, and the Cardinals revoked my credential.
What?
Because I've been too hard. I've been too hard on the team. I guess. Little Michael, where I guess I'm going to start calling him Fredo Bidwill from now on, he had his little feelings hurt.
It's amazing that the Cardinals have been that way for so many years. I always kid around, it's the same old Cardinals. And until they change what they're doing, they are going to be the same old Cardinals, and they're never going to win a Super Bowl, and people aren't going to support them like they should. We rely on guys like you to go to these games and get that inside scoop and then report it to us on ABC 15. It's BS, Mark.
So, Mark, if I got this straight, since you criticized the Cardinals, they pulled your credential. Can they technically do that? Does the league allow that to happen when you cover so many angles from so many different networks?
They don't like your opinion on what you are reporting?
Yeah, well, how about this? I guess one of Fredo's flunkies, I guess Mark Dalton told Craig Pruitt that, geez, there's a new NFL rule that just came down from Roger Goodell that if you're not a full-time employee locally, you can't get credentials. Obviously, that was a lie. I called my friends in the NFL office, and I got the email to cover it that says they do not do that. The only thing the NFL covers is the draft, is the Super Bowl, anything that's official NFL activities, not each team. That's covered by the local team's decisions. So it's another lie that little Fredo told.
Wow. So some blog site, some website, some podcast can get credentials, but a Super Bowl champion can't? I mean, that's ridiculous.
Oh, and I even played for the team for 2 years, guys. Don't forget that.
Oh, that's right.
That's just water under the bridge because I'll just continue to be the truth teller.
Yeah, good. I like that. So with that being said, they're going to head into your old town in Washington, D.C. to play the Commanders, your former Redskins. How do you see this thing all panning out?
Well, I heard that a little birdie from Mesa, Arizona got the EB, the enemy, and said, run the score if you can. And then stomp on them if you can. I don't know who that could be, but that could happen. But if you look at their defensive front, and Jack Del Rio's a former friend of mine that we played in the NFL together, and I told Jack to make sure that he snuffs the quarterback. I want at least 10 hits on the quarterback and 5 sacks, just in case, because the defensive linemen, all those first-round picks, and Jonathan Allen and Deron Payne and Montez Sweat and Chase Young has a stinger, but he said he's frothing at the bit to come back and play. So just make sure you just line up those front four and just say sick them, because I'm sure that this offense and this head coach has said, man, we're going to hold back on the quarterback decision because we're going to put them in a position where they're going to be scared and they're not going to be ready for us. Let's just go down to the videotape after this game, and we'll have a lot of fun with this one on Sunday evening.
Mark, how silly, how ridiculous. I've been bemoaning this whole quarterback holding back who your starter is. It is one of the more silliest, ridiculous things, and Jonathan Gannon should know better. I think he got caught up with Bidwill and Austin Fordyce too. Let's just hold off on it. They both have hardly played any football. What the hell are you holding off on? Just name your starter and move on. It is one of the more ridiculous, silliest things I've seen. And the Cardinals have done a lot of silly, ridiculous things as far as things in the past.
Well, it's expected out of this organization. What else would you expect? It's almost childish. It's almost like Pop Warnerish to come up with a decision like this. But this is what you get out of this organization from Fredo on down. The fish stinks from the head down, so does the organization.
It's amazing how it hasn't changed, the culture, and hopefully that can change at some point, but not with the same people, not with the same PR guy, not with the same owner. I can't imagine that changing. It just sucks because They should rule this city. There's not a lot of cities in the country where the NFL team doesn't rule that city.
And Mark, on top of that, as Rock said, the scenario, the allegations with Michael Bidwill on top of everything is pretty much when there's smoke, there's fire. I mean, you got 3 or 4 different, the whole burner phone gate.
Yeah.
Plus,
it's been kind of quiet, hasn't it?
And Ron Miniger and that thing. I mean, this thing with McDonough, I mean, this thing is, I'm just curious to see what the NFL does in reference to some of the potential, I'm going to say, penance that they can have for Michael Bidwill.
I think the burner phone thing is probably going to cost them draft picks and cash capital. And they'll definitely fine him, and he'll probably get suspended for that because that's detrimental to the league, and that's not protecting the shield of the NFL. The other ones are the ones that are really going to get him in hot water. You look at Jerry Richardson, you look at Dan Snyder, you look at Robert Sarver right here in the Valley, and what they did, what got them in hot water, and they forced them out of their franchises, is the way they treated their employees. Not only their women employees, their minority employees included, on down the line. That's what got them out of the NFL. Because once you come up and you take depositions and you swear under oath, this is what happened and this is what he said to me. And if you go back and look, I can't believe some of the things that he said to Steve Wilkes on the phone when he told him his 9-year-old son was listening on speakerphone.
Mark May joining us here
on ESPN.com. If you read that article on ESPN.com, you'll sit there and you'll scratch your head and you'll say, how is this person running anything in the NFL and an NFL owner? And how is he on the conduct committee? That's what I want to know. How in the heck is this guy on the NFL's conduct committee?
It's Mark May, Rockamadooch, here on Fox Sports 910. All right. I got to get this blood pressure down. So let's get to the one game you need to watch tomorrow in college football. What is your game that you need to watch other than Pitt?
It's got to be 2 guys. You got to have Texas at Alabama because the way that Alabama finally came back and won that game 20-19 in the fourth quarter with Bryce Young. And if you look at Texas, Steve Sarkisian had their offense in the red zone 5 times and only came back with 1 touchdown and lost by a point. So that's going to be a great game, and that's going to be. But you've got to look at Colorado and Nebraska. You know what Deion Sanders has done with his team, because I was skeptical like everybody else. It's like, gosh, they got so many recruits, so many new faces, 70 new people on the team. It's like, how are they going to come out? Are they going to be able to get off the ball? They're going to be able to get the plays called in on time. They're going to be delayed games. They had 1 penalty in the game.
Amazing.
That's unbelievable.
And it's all about it's interesting because my son and my daughter, they live in Denver. It's all about Coach Prime and Nebraska. It's not so much the team. It's Coach Prime taking on and renewing the energized Nebraska. And I think that for me and watching. Oh, by the way, Mark, if you want a nice suit, Coach Prime can design one for you because he just designed the players' suits for the game.
And Mark, also, I mean, every commercial's it's Deion.
Exactly.
I mean, it's college football by Deion Sanders.
All the ratings are to Deion. If you want to get high ratings, you just follow the Colorado Bus and Deion Sanders.
Gosh. Mark, it was great seeing you last night. Appreciate you, man. And just keep giving what you see. Let us know what you see when it comes to this Cardinal team. I want to hear it. So thanks for being outspoken about it. We appreciate it.
You bet, guys. I got like 6 seconds to say something. I tried your beer over there at the casino, the light beer. And after 1, I wasn't sure. After 2, I wasn't sure. After 3, I was kind of convinced. When I got to the 4th one, thank God I wasn't driving. Somebody was driving me home. That's some pretty good stuff.
Yes. With a round of applause for Mark May and the Rock